But let me switch over on the subject of spirits and ghosts. When you say there are more ghosts than people on Earth,
yes, absolutely.
so what do you mean by ghost? These people, ghosts, are these the people who...
Spirits of departed people.
Okay. So, yeah, well, that makes sense. Throughout human history, most of the people, it would be billions. So
yes,
and it's cumulative, no? So then
I would, yeah.
So
yes.
So at this point, at every single point where I say now, there are more evil spirits roaming the earth.
Well, I wouldn't say evil.
Okay.
I would say regular evil, because most people are evil in a certain sense, because you're very selfish.
Right.
But not like demons, not like anything that could harm you. It's just people, departed people, and most people are jerks. So therefore, I would say jerky spirits maybe instead of evil spirits.
So the spirits that are roaming the earth were once human beings, and depending on how they lived their lives and when they died, for example, a suicide bomber that's angry and hating, when he dies, what's he going to find out after he blows up? He's going to be a spirit, and he's going to be where?
Either on the earth or in the earth. I believe everybody's the same, except when Christ comes back, and then he'll come back as judge, and then we'll all have our reckoning. But right now, I believe that there's spirits all around us, on the earth, in the earth, and they're just like they were when they were alive, more or less.
So do these spirits have the ability to make life difficult for us humans that are still alive in the physical?
Not much.
No? Let's say, for example, what would happen to a person that discovers the true sense of living and loving unconditionally, agape, and being a giver without any requisition to reciprocate, and just continue to, like the sun, how the sun just gives energy to the sun, and the light falls on the just and the unjust equally. Everybody has 24 hours a day. Or what happens if somebody, like, let's say I wouldn't say like a saint, are they people that actually become saints? Can we become saints? Can I, in my life, enact changes in lifestyles and thought?
Yes, a saint by definition is one who lives a more or less righteous life. There's no such thing as a perfect person. We're all sinners. A saint would be just someone who is dedicated to a righteous way of living.
Living a holy life.
Holy meaning set us apart for a special purpose.
You're not a big fan of modern feminism or any of the waves of feminism throughout the decade.
I hate feminism with a vengeance.
So,
and again, I used to be a feminist for years. I thought equality for all. This has got to be the way. Why can't people see this? As I got older, I've learned the ins and outs, the complexities of these issues, and now I abhor, I hate feminism in all its forms.
So do females deserve the same rights that males have in a free society?
Well, I don't really like the way you worded your question.
Okay. How would you put it?
I believe in equal dignity of all people. Men, women, and children are all equally human and all deserve respect.
Right.
But the thing is, children, they do not deserve equal rights. However, they don't have equal responsibility either. It's their parents' responsibility for most of
to regulate that.
Yeah. So it's a trade-off. It's a fair trade-off.
Okay.
The child, throughout history, the child had the least amount of responsibility and the least amount of rights. Grown women had more rights than small children, but also more responsibility. And the men had always had a lot more rights than women, but also a lot more responsibility.
So the man in a marriage, according to most Christians, they say that the head of a household, a marriage, would be the man, then the wife, but then the man reporting to Christ, to Jesus.
Well, the scripture says that the man is the head of the household. The man is the head of the woman.
Okay. So do women have, in your view, should women vote, serve on military, and...
No, never. It's been, my views have been the views of humanity since the caveman times until the 1960s. That's how the world functioned. That's what made the world go round. And now the modern craziness has come in, and now everything is breaking down.
So the traditional view has always been, well, that's where chivalry, and we can go as far back historically. We got to this point in history up until around, you say the 60s, but I would say even earlier than that, maybe 1900s.
Yes, things started changing around the early 1800s.
Right.
Little by little, certain people started to complain.
The women's suffrage movement.
Communism leaked in.
Yeah. And what has happened because society has embraced these different versions of feminism, and there's still new kind of sexual identity movements and all of that. How has that affected society in terms of the family and
well, it's destroying the family. Well, throughout history, most people, 99% of people, they married at 15 or whatever, and stayed married for life.
Right.
And now there's a record number of people who never marry. 50% divorce, 65% divorce in Europe, and then all of that.
What about these gender shifting identities?
I see that as a product of feminism, a symptom. The gay, lesbian identities, transgender, I see that as definite symptoms of feminism.
What would happen if they legislate and make it to where gender has no distinguishing effect, either diminishing or increasing in terms of the right for people to do things, vote, become a soldier?
Well, they're trying to break that down. You used lots of words that were confusing there.
Okay.
I think what you're trying to say is they're trying to break down any gender distinctions, and it's just going to break down society even more.
But at the same time, also, there is this MGTOW movement. Do you view that as a reaction to modern feminism?
Well, it is. Of course it is. Yes. I'm not a member of that MGTOW movement, but I agree with a lot of what they say. Men going their own way. I'm a man who goes his own way, but I'm not a member of that movement. I have some objections to them. But yeah, I have to go my own way for now because it's the dating, the scene, and all of that. It's just not working for me. It's just wasting my time.